Hello everyone, welcome back to Fut FM with West Ham United, and we are starting off the January transfer window episode. Now there is some news to tell you about before we even open a pack, and that is I've accepted a £55 million bid for Luciano Vietto. He is a top quality striker, but he's not matched the level that he was at last season, and when the bid came in I thought it was a bit too good to refuse. He got 26 league goals in 37 league games last season, 56 goals in 57 games overall. He's got 15 and 26 this season. It is still quite good, but it's just not enough for me to refuse £55 million. And who knows, we've already packed him twice, I think. We could always pack him again and just bring him back to the club. So it makes sense to get rid of him, especially when we have players like Rashford and Troy Deeney sitting on the bench at the moment, with other good players coming up in packs. Now, last time out, we finished up in 4th place. We're still in 100k pack territories on goal difference, but last episode was an absolute horror show, and we did lose an awful lot of games. 3 games we lost last episode, all in a row, including that awful turnaround against Derby County. But we did win the last 2 matches. We're starting off against Preston and then West Brom today before we take on Chelsea, Watford, Everton and United. Those will be very tough games through the January sort of period. I'm not looking to make any January transfer buys, but the club's finances are a little bit poor at the moment. Just £4 million in the bank, so selling a few players is a good idea. Bernard might also be leaving the club for £20 million because we don't really need him. But let's open this 100k pack and see if we can get anyone. It's been a while since we had a quality player. We haven't brought anybody in for 3 episodes now. And today we are going to get Ter Stegen. He's a decent shout. Williams could be a good one as well. He's a very good youth prospect, I think. Just have a look down. Perez on the right of midfield, not so sure about. Van Aanholt's not too bad. Gray could be an interesting one. Totti, we could bring in Francesco Totti just for the lols. We've got Hysaj. He could be a good player. Do we already have Hysaj? We may already have Hysaj. And then Charlotto's not too bad. Markovic now at Hull. Teti, Lowell, Keane. Not anybody there really jumping out at me too much. I think the big ones are Ter Stegen and Williams. I'll double check on Hysaj because he's a top quality player, but I'm pretty sure we've already got him. And nobody else is that interesting to me. Let me know in the comments if there's someone you think we really should bring in. Remember, I'm not trying to overhaul the team too much. I only want to bring in top quality players, so they need to be next level prospects in order to get into the club. But let's take a look at Williams and Ter Stegen and decide if we want to bring them in. Well, we have brought in Mark Ter Stegen. I think he was a bit too good a player to not bring in. He will definitely compete with Donnarumma. I am going to let Kune go. He's been a bit unhappy for a while anyway, so I'm going to terminate his contract and let him go. He was the first good goalkeeper we brought in, and we really needed him at the time, but he has left the club. We do already have Hysaj. I was pretty sure we did, but for some reason I just couldn't remember. And we have brought in Inaki Williams. That's mainly because we're letting Bernard and Vietto both go, and I think he's a huge, brilliant youth prospect who will definitely develop at the club. He can also play anywhere across the front 4 positions. So he's a decent player to bring in and will do a job over the next 2 or 3 seasons. Otherwise, I'm not going to bring anybody else in unless you guys point somebody out in the comments and make a case for them. I just don't think we need them. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen is going to start on his debut. There's not any other need to make a change in the team, and that includes Williams. It is only an FA Cup match against Preston. We should be coming through this quite comfortably. Troy Deeney lays it off to Martial. He cuts in from the left, finds Origi. An excellent touch and finish from Origi gives us the lead. Isco finds Troy Deeney. He slips it through for William, who has managed to find the back of the net for 2, and we should be cruising into the 4th round of the FA Cup. Isco's corner towards the head of Williams. Alaba lays it up for Isco again. Martial finds Gabriel Paulista, who lashes it into the top corner. Isco's free kick, edge of the area, finds the top corner. Stones has won the ball, finds Origi. He's got 2 players ahead of him. Lays it off for William Carvalho. Now Martial. Back to Alaba. Ball into Martial again. Can whip it across the face goal. Finds Troy Deeney. And that's 3 assists for Martial in this game. That's a full-time whistle. It has finished 5-0, an incredibly good performance to get us 3 wins on the bounce as we look to turn our form around, and hopefully we can kick on from here and get a few more victories in this episode. The team to take on West Brom is not too different from the one that won 5-0 against Preston. We've still got Martial, Dini and Origi leading the line with Herrera, Carvalho and Isco in the middle. Then Alaba, Paulista, Bartra and Stones across the back four with Ter Stegen continuing in goal as a sweeper keeper. He is perfectly suited to that job, so will do a much better job than Donnarumma until he's retrained. Now we have let both Vietto and Bernard go, bringing in £75 million to the club. I rejected bids for Bartra, which was about £40 million, and Dele Alli, which was about £36 million, which was way undervalued. Neither of those are likely to go unless we get £60 million plus bids come in for them. I want to keep the young players like that because they are going to be the backbone of this team for the next couple of seasons. But it's also about finding the balance between not having too high a wage budget. We've got a lot of dead wood at the moment. So Tagliafico is also currently underbid for about £13 million. And if he goes, that is absolutely fine. There's a few other players I wouldn't mind letting go, but they're currently injured. So we need to focus on getting 3 points in the league, especially as we take on Chelsea at home in a few days' time. Bartra's free kick finds Troy Deeney at the near post. Alaba back to Gabriel Paulista, who tucks it in. I'm not sure what happened there, but Paulista was in the right place at the right time to give us a lead. Field takes his free kick. He plays it short to Bolanos. He's had a go, but Ter Stegen will easily save that. Verdi plays the ball over the top. Bolanos has got in behind, but Ter Stegen is in the way. There's a full-time whistle. It's not the convincing win I would have liked against the bottom club, but it is 3 more points on the board in the league. Keeps us in 4th place. We're 5 points behind 3rd with a game in hand. I think the title is well beyond us. Manchester United are absolutely running away with that. So it's about securing a top 4 place and making sure that we finish as high as possible. At home against Chelsea, we'll be looking to hopefully pick up yet another victory. We have lost Martial through injury, so Marcus Rashford is going to lead the line as the deep-lying forward in the attack role, with Dini and Origi on the sides next to him. Isco, Carvalho and Ali will continue in the middle. I did reject a £59 million bid for Dele Alli from Liverpool. I've got no interest in letting him go at the moment because he's our best player in his position. Alaba, Paulista, Bartra and Stones are the back forward, Ter Stegen in goal. We have lost Tagliafico. He has gone for, I think, 13 and a bit million pounds. Sorry, I'm looking on the wrong side. There he is, £13.75 million. He's gone, which means we've brought in £189 million worth of players this season. We obviously signed Hysaj, Tielemans and James Ward-Prowse earlier on. So we're doing reasonably well overall. We've got a couple of interesting games still to go against Chelsea and Watford. But we need to pick up the victory really and keep this winning run going. Isco sends the ball in from the corner as Piliqueta gets it away. Kante down the line towards Correa. He skips past one tackle, comes in on the right side, and then it's saved by Ter Stegen. Correa sends the ball over towards Kante, but Dele Alli gets there with a header. De Vries is there instead. Now Correa into Fabregas. Slips the ball back to Correa, and it's a good save from Ter Stegen again. Willian loses out to Alaba. William Carvalho plays it over the top. Origi's in and onside. He's got a man over. He goes for goal himself. He should have cut it across the face of the goal and there would have been an open goal opportunity. Diego Costa looks to find Willian. Bartra gets the ball away. Horta with it though for Chelsea again with Lozano. Through to Costa. There's Correa in on goal. Rounds the goalkeeper and slots it home. And we've fallen behind on the hour mark. Well, we're heading into added time. We still haven't managed to overturn this Chelsea team as Horta hangs on to the ball. Now Azpilicueta loses out to James Ward-Prowse. Pedro heads it away. He seems to be playing at centre-back, which is a bit unusual. Azpilicueta forward to Lozano. Good tackle from Rashford and Troy Deeney's been released. He's got players over to his left, but he's lost the ball and now Lozano's been allowed in on goal. He's taken on Ter Stegen and he makes it 2-0. The points are all wrapped up for Chelsea. It's another disappointing defeat for our team. There's a full-time whistle. We have lost this game. It's really frustrating that that's happened because I thought we were in there right up until the end. But it means after 24 games, we are still in 4th place on goal difference ahead of Liverpool, but we're 5 points behind third. Watford away are going to be a difficult team to beat, but after losing the last match, we need to make sure we pick up maximum points this time because morale has dropped somewhat. The defence is completely makeshift because we're having a bit of an injury crisis in defence. Alaba picked up a virus yesterday, so he misses out. Paulista starts at left back. Stones and Barcher are in the centre. James Ward-Prowse can do a job at right back. The front six are all the same as the last couple of games, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to put in a better performance this time round. Ward-Prowse with a corner. John Stones at the near post has got that ball into the back of the net. An excellent header that takes us back up into fourth place. Dele Alli out to Gabriel Paulista. He sends it over to Troy Deeney. Excellent touch, and he's managed to squeeze that in between Gomez's legs to double our lead right after half-time. Deeney's won the header. There's Marcus Rashford in the area. He pulls it across, and Divock Origi's there to make it 3. Isco. Forward to Origi. Back to Dele Alli. Isco again. Slip through to Rashford. Excellent ball to Tielemans, who fires it hard and low into the back of the net for his first goal for the club. Isco to Origi. Now Rashford. Troy Deeney in a good area. Puts it back across for Gabriel Paulista, who's done very well at left back. He sends the ball in. There's Origi, who drills it in for 5. There's a full-time whistle. We have won the game 5-0. It's an excellent bounce back after being beaten by Chelsea. Also means we move back up into the top 4. Still level on points with Liverpool, but we're 10 points clear of Man City. It's clear that it's going to be between 2nd and 5th place over those Champions League places. We should be very comfortably progressing past Reading in the FA Cup. They're not going to be too difficult to beat. We are still using our makeshift back 4 for now. Inaki Williams is going to make his first start for the club. He came on for the last few minutes in our 5-0 win last time out. But hopefully he'll be able to do a solid job and contribute the goals that we need to push past Reading and hopefully win the FA Cup this season. Williams sends the ball in, Origi gets there on the header, and Troy Deeney lashes that volley in to give us a lead out of absolutely nothing. Rashford across to Deeney, there's Gabriel Paulista, into Rashford again, turns outside. Gabriel puts it in, and there's Rashford's header over the top. Ward-Prowse with a corner, looks for Origi's head, it's come to Tielemans on the edge of the area, he finds Isco, Evans gets it away. Oh, Gabriel Paulista has given the ball straight to Evans. 89th minute, he's put it wide. There's a full-time whistle. We have rather luckily managed to hang on to a 1-0 victory at the end of that game. It progresses us into the 5th round of the FA Cup. Also means we've got back-to-back wins with 1 episode left to go, which is away against Everton. The final match of this episode is away against Everton. We are using a very strong team. Rashford is coming in for Martial and Williams, who are both injured. Otherwise, we get our fullbacks in the right places with Paulista moving into the centre. Barcher is alongside him. Stones out on the right and Alaba in the left-back position. Ter Stegen is still in goal. The transfer window has closed. The only player to go was Fernando, who we shifted out on loan. Otherwise, the team is as it was before, and we could kick on into the latter half of the season and hopefully put together a run of good victories. Isco's corner, just 10 minutes left. Mandy clears it away. Our shooting has not been good enough today. 19 efforts, only 5 on target. But Herrera finds Origi. He turns the defender and he's found the gap at the near post. We've taken the lead with just 10 minutes left to play. Baines finds Balassi in a dangerous position and it's been deflected into the net. But the offside flag is up. It won't count for Everton. They need to do it all again. Well, we've got away with that one somewhat. That late goal has given us the 3 points. Fortunately, the linesman ruled a controversial goal out for Everton. It does move us back above Liverpool. This time we're 2 points clear, only 3 points behind Arsenal and Spurs. It's looking pretty good, certainly better than it was at the start of this episode, but we've got a difficult run of games coming in the next one with a game against Manchester United to kick it all off. That's going to be very tough. Then Rotherham in the FA Cup before we take on Juventus, City, Spurs and then Swansea. It's going to be very, very tough next time out. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see that episode, see how we get on back in Champions League action. Don't forget to drop in a like on the video if you're still enjoying this series. But until next time, see ya!